Welcome back. It's time for another frozen pizza review. Today we've got Screamin Sicilian back on the bench. This time we're going to do Bessie's Revenge, which is just a lot of cheese. And, well, Screamin Sicilians have never scored a 10 with me. They're always around an 8. And I can't say that for any other brand of frozen pizza that you can pick up at the grocery store that's this consistent. This has a bunch of different cheeses on it, and it says, if you just read they're always kind of kooky. Where does it start? Solid layer for more freshly cut Wisconsin-made slices of mozzarella. Oh, I see that on top here. Atop an individually rolled stone pizza, medium crust with our secret recipe tomato sauce crafted from the finest tomatoes available. This champ would make any cow proud. Well, I'm not trying to feed a cow. And then, you know, the joke here is they always include a free mustache with every pizza. So I would be remiss if I didn't take advantage of the free stash. I got it. Hey, now I'm ready to cook a Screamin Sicilian pizza. So much. Whoops. Set that over there. All right. Let's take a look here. That is a lot of cheese, and I love that we have both the solid mozzarella that's cut into slices combined with the shredded mozzarella for both textures. Some people have never had this before, but it's the same cheese. It's just cut differently. Nothing to fear. And again, if you've never had it before, you might just start demanding it from now on, because to me, the texture in a solid piece of cheese like this, like a sheet of it versus shredded, it's a lot more, the texture of it's a lot more stringy. Right? The idea that you're going to get that cheese pull is more likely going to be from a piece of cheese like this than from shredded cheese, or the length of the cheese pull, which, you know, at the end of the day, doesn't really make much difference as far as it tastes, but it does make the eating experience a bit more fun. So we're going to put this in the oven as instructed, 425 degrees Fahrenheit for, I think it said something like 15 to 17 minutes. And then, well, you know the drill. I'll be back with it cooked and we'll give it a taste test. All right, after about 16 minutes in my oven, I think I left it in about 90 seconds too long. You can see the different cheeses browned at different levels, but I still think it looks pretty good. But in retrospect, I do wish I'd have taken it out about 90 seconds earlier. Don't trust the cooking instructions. I have a hotter oven than most, apparently. All right, let's get to it. As I mentioned before, I don't recall ever having a bad Screamin Sicilian pizza of any kind, and I don't recall ever having one so good that I would rate it a 10. So if I want a decent pizza at a decent price, anything from Screamin Sicilian, I think, is far better, more consistent than the common competitors like Tony's and Freshetta and Red Baron and DiGiorno. That's my personal opinion. The pizza's still very, very hot, fresh out of the oven here, and we have a nice char on the bottom of this crust. That looks really fantastic. In my opinion, a pizza like this is a great foundation for adding your own toppings. Something that's just cheese, and it's a base that you like. Like I already know I like these Screamin Sicilian pizzas, for example. By getting the just cheese, I could put my own pepperoni, my own green peppers, etc. And you could elevate this to a 10 for sure. Okay. Pick a victim here. Look at that. It looks fantastic. Yeah. Screamin Sicilian delivers again with regards to consistency. What we've got here are good quality ingredients, a really good cook, a really good flavor. There's not too much crust, not too little. And for the amount of toppings they put on it is definitely in a good ratio to the amount of crust there is. And this cheese, well, there's lots of it. If you like cheese, It's very good. What Screaming Sicilian is doing with their pizzas, in my opinion, is elevating the Red Baron DiGiorno Freschetta production line pizzas with just better ingredients and more of them. This pizza to me is a 7.5 out of a 10. And I do believe it's possible, as I mentioned, to raise this up to a 10 by putting your own fresh ingredients on top of it. On the other hand, if you want just a cheese pizza, in my personal opinion, you will not find a Red Baron, a Freschetta, a Jack's, a Tombstone, or Tony's. I'm trying to think, what are the other big names? DiGiorno. I don't think any of their just cheese pizzas, regardless of which crust style, can compare to this. So with that, I think that's going to wrap up today's review. Screaming Sicilian continues consistently to be towards the top. All right, that's going to wrap up today's frozen pizza review. Stick around because coming up next, guess what? There's another frozen pizza review. Hope to see you on the next one. Until then, bye for now.